Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, 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 bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, about to have me some Duckton. Where the what the heck? What did he go? I had my mouth. What the
He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong. So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass.
First things first, in this lame duck session.
My administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
You're trying your best, but it never feels like enough.
I started having second thoughts almost the moment I sat down on the plane.
Lights off! Off! Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn
We
off
go back
the
a long way.
Turn off
She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
So I changed my return flight and flew back on the first available flight I could take.
tired of smart guys. I'm sick and tired of ordinary people being fleeced. I'm tired of being quiet. I'm sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. With great power.
So for the generation that is born right after the crisis, we call them the prophet archetype, and that would be, for instance, boomers, but we've had many other examples. Indulgently raised in a very secure era. They come of age during these times of spiritual awakening, a lot of protests, a lot of social divisions, and they break through. They try to, they want to individualize the country. They want to free individuals from the sort of tyranny of the collective.
Give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Everybody wanna ride for it with no car. Make a lot of money, live life like the stars do. on the cool, it's hard to consider. Some of you niggas to be real, cause you're real bitch made. These days and a whole bit harder than niggas. But I don't give a fuck, never have, never will. Real niggas really scared to tell it like it is. So many heartbreaks, hella blood, sweat, and tears over K9. This is how I feel, tell them I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Too Short, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck. Beat it with the microphone, I'm a flame spitter. Was a peace maker, now a menace like the cane, nigga. Haters and you homo thugs, fucking up the game, nigga. We were never in the same class, you a lame, nigga. I don't got time to be dissing a nigga who ain't worth a penny, cause mentally I'm too above for dissing the fake. On top of that, I'm a player, the player hating that's never been in my blood, nigga. That's ammunition for hate. If I call up the cavalry, it'll be a fatality. One phone call, they'll be minutes away. Better make peace with your creator, cause on the cool, I don't think you wanna perish a cent of the day. Money on the mind, vision on the prize. Look into my eyes, you will see the devil is a lie. Real warriors of God live eternally, and if you know the definition, baby, I will never die. Finally got the key of life. If you listen to my new shit, I got the blueprint to set the street afire. The majority of niggas in the game ain't fucking with the method of business that we apply. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Too Short, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck. Beat it with the microphone, I'm a flame spitter. Haters and you homo thugs, fucking up the game, nigga. You a lame, nigga. Give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck. Give a fuck, give a fuck. Give a fuck, give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Give a fuck. Give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck. Give a fuck.
Bless, Leif, Clems. Cat in the building with the tape fist tight. Ricardo on the mic, yeah, he's spitting that fight. Mike is right with the vision so clear. Political prophet dropping truth in your ear. Progressive moves, but we keeping it raw. Individual minds breaking every damn law. Social conservatism got the crowd in a trance. Tape fist politics, we advance in the stands. Put your tape fist in the air, let it rise. Feel the power of the truth in your eyes. From the left to the right, we unite. Tape fist politics gonna shine so bright. MD20 in the cut with the plan. Building up the movement with a taped up hand. Progressive dreams in a conservative frame. Individual voices calling out every name. Progressive moves, but we keeping it raw. Individual minds breaking every damn law. Social conservatism got the crowd in a trance. Tape fist politics, we advance in the stance. Put your tape fist in the air, let it rise. Feel the power of the truth in your eyes. From the left to the right, we unite. Tape fist politics gonna shine so bright.
New golden age. New golden age. A new golden age. A new golden age.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
You talking choppers, you getting right. You wanna
block with the dope every night.
Said he wanted some scratch, so we took him on life.
Say you wanna get paid, you wanna be right.
P-Team 4K got slapped with
Walking
the
out,
pipe.
still got on these shades, even though it ain't night. Cause they little pink pills too hard. Let's go on a SRT with a Draco tight. Got a little boy way, can't sleep at night.
You gotta go get your motherfucking dough. You gotta run up and fuck out that hoe. I was just broken, I didn't have a friend, so I went in the trap and I sold me some dope.
Let's
for
go.
real.
Poppin' purse, make her suck dick for an hour, get to work. I told the bitch to get nasty for double. She bought her best friend, they play each other. Okay for me, make her fuck my brother. Got a team full of players, free band, no struggle.
Big 4K down to the door.
Might get in there, mo, go dig with shovel. Break out the chopstick, hit on wherever. Broad daylight, bitch, I'ma get on wherever. Let's go, double O walk on this bitch, but I like to talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
Purpose said walk on this bitch, the purpose said talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
I just be geeking out drugs, taking all kinds of shit. Bitch wanna fuck, she fine, he see all kind of bitch.
Running through the design, don't care about shit. I can work one time, though. Rich little man got shot, you slide, little boy, you a beast. 15 ball, one play on me.
The following announcements have been paid for by Tape Fits Politics.
Oh man, peace. What's going on? What's happening? I made it. Some way, somehow I made it. Tape Fits Politics, episode 13. The Arena Abroad. I felt it was appropriate to do this type of show tonight. It's a lot of international stuff been going on. I know I had promised a Trump retrospective, but you know, it's always time to talk about Trump. You know, we got plenty of time for that. So we're gonna make it an abbreviated show. We're gonna get you on up out of here as soon as we can. Van Cat Ricardo, what's up?
What's going on, MD?
No thing but chicken wing, man. Ricardo, what's up?
I'm here, just taken back by so much that's going on, but I'm here.
Yeah, I know that's right, man. You know, it's been a long day for me. Like I said, it's been a long week. So as we do the show, you know, I'm be eating my hot pocket. So you know, don't mind. don't
You
mind
better
me.
enjoy
You know
the
what I'm
hot
saying?
pocket.
Yeah. You know, I
You
got my
guys
hot
like
pocket all
diarrhea.
warmed up.
You like diarrhea, man. That's crazy.
I got my hot pocket all warmed up, man. With that being said, we just gonna go straight into the show. Before I get into
You should be eating Jamaican beef patties. Is what you should be eating.
I ain't that deep in Florida for that, man. I ain't,
Oh,
you know,
Lord.
that's what that is. I got to go a little bit farther south to get me a beef patty. I ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? But before we get on to today's topics, I wanted to real quick, 2 quick topics, and let me share my screen here. I wanted to get y'all guys' take on this, especially you, Van Cat. So take a look at this. I thought this was fascinating. I don't know, thanks. What the Steam machines went on sale this week. The Steam machine was supposed to be this new and innovative product that was going to bring basically PC to a hybrid home console phenomena, right? They released the price for it. And it's like the title says right here. This is an article from Mashable. It says Valve Steam Machine officially has a price, and it's a doozy. This damn thing at the base level is $1,050. Insane.
Yep.
Insane.
And they're gonna keep pushing. Welcome to Trump's America, folks. That economy kicking.
Insane. Oh, I ain't even got it. Oh, let me get it up here. Okay, now I got it. Now at the base level, $1,050. This thing is not even as powerful as a base level PS5. Why in the hell would I pay $1,050?
Because it's capitalism, baby. And it's
you're
not
right.
about the quality. It's not about the quality of the product. It's about what you can get away with charging. And if people,
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying if people accept what's being put out there and just believe that this is the going price, they'll just pay it. It's not about like what's actually substantive here. It's about what's the perception of quality and perception of the price that they want to pay.
So I agree and I disagree, and I'll tell you why I agree. Everything you just said is absolutely correct. I won't discount it. But you have to look at the fact you named something very important. You know who I am at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm Captain Capitalism. I the all-seeing eye of what's what, and I can't even find the damn thingamajig. Oh, here you go. I'm Captain Capitalism at the end. So let me explain what's going on. And like I said, you didn't say anything wrong. I don't want to make it seem like you did. But at the end of the day, this is the reality of what we face. We know what AI is doing to the tech market right now.
Right.
AI is killing the tech market. We talked about a few months back when I was discussing building those PCs, how I was on a thin line between what prices were then based on what the prices are now. This is highly reflective of that. You know what I'm saying? Bad timing, in my opinion. To be honest, Valve should say, hey, look, we got to postpone this thing for right now. Prices are way too crazy. And it's not our fault. I'm not blaming Valve. I'm not blaming Valve. I'm blaming them for putting it out at a subsequent time. But the overall totality, I'm not blaming it. It's dumb for you to think. And like you say, it's going to be dummies that's going to buy this thing. That's a fact. It's going to be dummies that buy it. But,
always.
Right. But the circumstances under which you bring the prices out is not necessarily their fault. It's the fault of AI and bad capitalism. No supply with the highest demand that you've ever seen.
But that scarcity of supply sometimes is a strategic move. We see it all the time. Everything is a limited edition this, a limited that, and it's all fake scarcity being put out there to make people have the FOMO, fear of missing out.
You just hit the nail on the head, Van Cat. I think you're coming around. But see what
I'm not coming around. Nothing ever changed for me.
But everything once again, you said everything right and exact. It's a fact. It's crony capitalism. It's putting a constraint on the market, knowing what it's going to do, and doing it for major profit. I don't disagree with you at all. When I say I'm Captain Capitalism, I'm saying it in the truest form, and I'm telling you. And me and Van Cat always had these discussions every week. I'm telling you, what you're seeing is not capitalism. It's not. In no way, shape, or form. If it was capitalism, there would be other manufacturers in the market that would help quell this supply chain debacle that we're in right now.
But if capitalism was so great, it would have self-corrected all of that.
You can't self-correct when it's rigged. I agree with you. It's rigged.
Because we talk about competition in the marketplace and all these other things. If everything with capitalism was correct and right and all this other stuff, it would have kicked in and it would have self-corrected the situation. So when people mark up these prices, there should be 5, 10, 16, 18 other manufacturers ready to take up the mantle to provide better products or better services in the marketplace to destroy and kill those jackasses that are creating and manipulating the market in a negative way for consumers. That's why capitalism is a failure. It's over-promising and under-delivering what it can really do. And at the same time, it's knocking down other thought processes and other ideas that may be better or could work alongside other combining. Because I don't think there's one major home run hit to make this economy right. It has to actually be thought out, planned, and it just can't be this one size fit all. Capitalism, that's the way to go. And I hate when people talk about it like it's this proven great thing, which all we see is dead bodies behind us in a trail of blood and guts. It's not the greatest thing. And until we stop with that, you can have a combination of or elements thereof with other things. And that's what I've always been saying. But whenever I say something or other people try to say something, they try to delude the conversation and make it about, socialism this or any kind of a hot button topic that they want to put you in. But, we'll never get to that place we need to get to if we keep falling for the Republican talking points.
Venkat, when you started talking, you were singing the sweet, sweet language of capitalism. And then all of a sudden you just contradicted yourself. See,
it's not a contradiction, MD.
You totally contradicted yourself, Venkat, because based on what you said in the beginning, that there would be other outlets that would reconvene to quell what's happening right now. That's 100% correct. That's capitalism. But then you dispel everything. Again, you're dispelling everything that you just said.
Yeah.
Based on crony. It's almost as if you can't have a distinction between the two. So therefore you paint it with a broad brush. I can guarantee you, Venkat, you understand what capitalism is because you just explained it. You just explained it in the introduction on when you just started.
Yes.
But then you turned around and again painted with a broad brush, defining what's going on now as that very same capitalism that you just defined. That's the problem.
That's not the first time, though. This is not the only time.
I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing with nothing that you said.
Okay.
But first we have to understand what capitalism is and what it's not.
Yes.
You understand that. You just exemplified that you understand that. But then yet you say just overall broad aspect, that's what's wrong with capitalism. And that's a total contradiction, Venkat. That's all I'm saying. Because if we understand what capitalism is, we understand that that's not happening. 2 + 2 = 4 is not capitalism. That's what. If we could come to that agreement, Venkat, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We will be okay. I almost got you around the corner, Venkat. I promise you. I almost got you. It's just gonna take a little bit more time. Ricardo, you got anything on these prices? Like, just check this out. That's just the base level, $1,050 for a 512 gigabyte without a controller. If you want a controller, it's $1,128.
Oh my God, it's insulting.
Now the 2 terabyte version is $1,350. No controller. If you want a controller, it's $1,428. I can build your PC for less. That's going to be more powerful than this.
What games are out here that's justifying this right now? I mean, consumers, are we really in need of anything? What is the market for gaming really hot right now? I don't think so. I mean, PlayStation 5 came out and it's been one good game at best a year. I don't know what is out in the video game world that's going to make me go to the store to take on prices like that.
I have no idea. Ricardo, what you got, man?
No comment, but I agree that the prices are astronomical in this economy. So even having I used to use PCs. I'm an Xbox fan for life. That will never change. But
that's right. That's right.
I mean, at this point, aren't we overdue for the next generation of the next consoles, anyways? And that in itself will probably be over in excess of over $1,000. I think.
I think you're right, Ricardo. I think you're right.
They might as well kill it.
But the sad part is these companies, like even today, Apple decided out of nowhere, I don't know why, that they're going to be raising their prices on almost every single thing that they have, and Wall Street was like, what was the justification for you to raise their price? Oh, they're brand new and shiny. That still didn't answer the question. Why are you raising your prices for the consumers? Because you're doing a sticker shock, and what that will simply mean in this economy is that people will not buy if it's not warranted. So the excuse of you just raising your price is just for the sake of trying to, I guess, increase your revenue or whatnot. Doesn't fly with this economy. So I hope these companies know what they're doing. And I think Microsoft is a little bit on the apprehensive side, but Apple, I guess, because they're so enamored with, but based on people just buying, iPhones for the sake of buying iPhones. I don't know if that's going to work going forward, but we'll see. But I am interested to see what the next generation of consoles are. But would the sticker shock of like increasing and inflating prices help us, regular Joe Schmoes that buy like a typical Xbox for like 300? I think it's 399 is the latest price. That
No,
could
it
go
won't.
up to
It won't.
it isn't it going to go close to like 590? I think it's 699, if not 899. They're projecting it to go close to. That's insane. I don't know if is it as a PC fan that would usually would build my own PC like how MDs try to do it like 3 months. Was it 3 or 4 months ago? I would rather do that, like with the old Alienware and all that stuff. I don't even know if it's even worth like 1,300 is an excessive. You'd have to be the top notch computer, cooling mechanism, all that for me to like spend that amount. And the most I would spend that amount for a PC for is for my flight simulator, because I this boy this bro right here loves his flight simulator. Like I will fly and just be all contented. But that's just me. But that's just it. I don't see the justification of spending $2,000 for. Are you insane? I would rather I could use that money put to better use something else. But that's crazy though.
Yeah,
Like you
strip
just
club.
talked about that just now, MD. Just make my blood boil. Like why are we spending so much money for tech now? More like can we go back to how it was like 10 years ago? That's insane.
The only way it's going to go back is a recession, a major catastrophe.
The AI bubble got to burst. It got to burst.
Right.
It's AI that's doing this.
Something's got to give. I'm sorry, it's got to give. The consumers are not going to put up with that crap, though. I just don't see the justification of raising prices on tech just because. That's insane. That's nuts to me. I think at some point in time, capitalism.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say at some point in time, MD, capitalism has to meet consumerism, in the middle. Like where's
I agree,
Yeah,
and that's what it's supposed to do.
We have to.
So you brought up Apple and you made a good point, but me and you, we both Xbox fans, but Xbox ain't out the water either. Look at this article from Forbes. This just came out today. Following Apple,
Xbox
Microsoft
might not be
dramatically
around
hiked
for much
Xbox
longer.
prices. So check this out. This shit boggled my mind when I heard it. So I bought my Xbox in 2020 for $500. That's how much they came out.
Yep.
They've been hikes ever since. Check this out. Starting August 1st, these are the hikes. The Xbox Series S, that's the bullshit Xbox.
Yes,
Right.
It's going from $400 to $500.
Oh hell no.
The S one terabyte is going from $450 to $600.
Oh hell no.
The Xbox One X digital is going from
Now,
$600 to
That's the
$750.
one without the disc.
Now the 1 terabyte disc, that's the one I got. The Xbox
Well-
Series X 1 terabyte disc is going from $650 to $800.
Of course it is. That's
But
crazy.
the biggest issue here isn't just the hike, but it's the idea that system is like 6 years old.
Yes, it's
supposed
outdated.
to actually go down.
It's out exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Van Cat, that's crazy. It should be going down. Why is it the price increasing? And there's no justification as for why these companies like Microsoft and Apple.
It's the scarcity. It's the scarcity of the shit that goes in the console. That's
so the
why it's going up.
lithium and all of that builds the.
No, it's
that's
not
what
the lithium. It's the storage and the memory. All the storage and the memory is going toward AI.
So in other words, what MD's for the viewers or the listeners that are listening out there, what MD is trying to articulate here is that because they're betting so big on AI, that's the justification of increasing the price. In other words, now they have to build all these mechanisms that build or contrapolate everything into one to build these consoles. It's the AI bet. But my problem now with the AI bet is there enough justification for you to increase it on the consumers to pass it down on to us? Because at some point in time, when the consumer now has to basically choose, do I want to go for a console or do I want to spend money or invest my time on something else that will be beneficial? Where that falls, again, we have to be in the middle. I keep saying this, and I think you disagree with me, MD. At what point in time does the consumer then go to Microsoft and say, "Well, fuck you," because at this point, why am I then spending $600 to $1,000 on a console, which is way outdated? I think it was like what 10 years behind now. So we're overdue for a new console. When are you going to release that in 2030? And at that point in time, what is it going to be? $1,000 to $2,000? Are you nuts for an AI bet? Nah, it's not. It's not that
Ricardo,
deep. It's
They
not
need
that
to
deep.
stop. They need to stop
listen to me,
making those
Ricardo.
consoles. They need to stop.
Listen to what I'm saying, Ricardo, and I'm gonna ask you a very poignant question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for instance, Venkat brought up beef patty.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you in your kitchen and you making beef patties. I come to your
Mm-hmm.
house and you offer me a beef patty.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, Ricardo, this is the most delicious beef patty that I've ever tasted.
Spicy.
Make me 10 of them right now, and then I'll pay you for them. You make the 10 beef patties, I go home happy. I go to some big wig or whatever. I'm in a meeting or whatever the situation may be. I say, hey man, a friend of mine made these beef patties. Want to try one? The big wig say, wow, this is the most delicious beef patty I've ever tasted. You gotta hook me up with this guy. The big wig come to you and say, hey, look, I need 10,000 beef patties. Now, you the only one, you got the special ingredient that go in the beef patty. Nobody else has it.
Yep.
And instead of you saying, hey, look, I can sell the recipe so other people can make the beef patties and it'll be equally distributed if people want more beef patty. You don't do that though, Ricardo. You say, hey, look, man, hey, it's gonna be a long day. I got 10,000 beef patties to make. I come back to you, say, hey man, give me 10 more of these beef patties, man. I'm out. Well, now all the supply went to the big wig. So, if you want to accommodate me, that's an extra price.
Yep.
Only because you and you alone can make that beef patty. Can't nobody else make it.
Right.
That's the issue that we're facing right now. That's just what it is. All the AI, all the chips are going toward AI. Nobody else can make these chips. That goes to Venkat's point. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. Other people should have the capacity and the ability to make these chips. If they did, we wouldn't be in the situation.
Right. So that's what the point the other point I wanted to bring up. Isn't there any way that that other companies can duplicate it without, infringing on
that's the problem.
Right.
Not without the government. Not without the government.
That's the problem right there. That's why this is not capitalism. When you have heavy antitrust monopolies in place that the government says you and only you can do this shit. That's the government saying it. Ain't nobody else.
Yeah.
That's the government saying it.
And what about the patents and all of that? Because I'm sure if one person has if China is able to spin out all of these things just by looking at one, just getting somebody to say, hey, just take a picture of this so I could then, mass produce it. Wouldn't that be beneficial to the consumers at the very bottom of the totem pole? Because at that point, then everybody can replicate what it is. But then imitation is the best form of flattery. But will it work to the best, I guess the best exemplary thing that it could be? That's the thing, though. We the consumers want the best, but then the best doesn't equal to affordability, and that's where the middle of the road seems to, or the fork in the road is going to be the issue, because somewhere down the line, at some point in time, Vika is going to go, well, do I really need to get the latest, best, optimized, absolutely greatest thing out there, or do I just go for the craptacular, almost just as good item that's right here, that's like $30 compared to like $500? That's where it's like it's going to be hard in the future, but we'll see. I don't know. It's tough though, because you want the best, but the best equals to the most highly optimized price that you could think of, and that's just insane to me. But if this is where we're projecting to go for AI, I don't know, MD. It's so scary where we're in.
It's not gonna last, man. It is not sustainable. The only thing that's sustaining AI is the government. That's it.
Which that got to
That shit ain't gonna
change.
last long. It's not gonna last. I'm telling you now, it's not gonna last long.
Yep.
I'm telling you. So we're moving on to that. We're gonna stay in gaming. Who pre-ordered their copy of GTA 6 today?
Nope. Nope.
Here's another one for you, Van Cat. This is a Van Cat special show today. Here's another one for you. Grand Theft Auto sets records. How many pre-sales did GTA have? So it says 39 pre-orders worldwide already. They just opened them today. 39 million pre-orders.
No, that's
Damn,
crazy.
39 million. It said, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Yeah, 39 million pre-orders. Now here's the kicker, Van Cat. And this is why I say this the Van Cat special. I don't know what the hell is going on. Let's just let me get out of it. So they also announced for the first time ever, GTA won't have a physical version. No disc. Digital only.
Oh Lord.
No disc, digital only. Even the boxes that you get from the store, they're not gonna have a disc in them. It's just gonna be the download code.
And that's when I totally check out of all this gaming stuff of today. I ain't getting no Nintendo Switch 2 because all those games are pretty much like a digital key. There's like it's not a physical. Even when you get the physical copy, it's not physical. It's not good for consumers at all because when it's digital, they can alter, change, or delete anything that you allegedly buy, and then you just bought nothing. Yeah, that's anti-consumer right there.
Again, we've had this conversation before. You know, I don't have an issue with digital copies. That's just me personally. I don't.
You
I don't
gonna have an
but
issue.
I understand people that do.
Watch this show 5 years from now.
Again, I understand as a collector. Let's just take it from that standpoint.
Not even
I understand as a collector. So
as a consumer,
well, I okay. I'll put it to you like this. I've never had a situation, I've never had an issue where I've had to double dip. That's just me. I've never had it. Never had it. I've never had an issue, but I've heard stories of people that did. It just hasn't happened to me. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's hard to believe in. You trying to tell me you never bought Mario on NES, then bought Mario on Wii, then bought Mario on Switch. Like they just re-released that Super Mario Brothers game so many times on Game Boy, on Game Boy Color, on Game Boy Advance. It's been released so many times. You had to
released
have bought
on
it.
different systems, Van Cat. I like that.
That's the same game.
Like I don't understand that concept of what you believe. Like I'm confused by that. If I have an NES, I'm a small child. I play Super Mario on NES.
Yep.
And then 20 years later, whatever, I play it on the Wii or Switch 1 or something like that. I understand that constitutes port to game with enhancements, right? I'm not understanding like the
but that's
correlation between the two.
But that's
play the NES version. So if you feel it's double dipping, then Van Cat, just dust off the old NES and play it on that.
Now there's different levels to this. So there's so if I'm on like a movie 4K, it came out, it's just the movie and a trailer. Then a year later, they release a 2-disc version with special features and blah, 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 enhanced image and all this detail to the picture that wasn't there before. You bought the original one that's crap, you might want the better one. Maybe that's the type of double dip you talk about. But
yeah. Why? How is that not the same between buying Mario on NES and buying Mario on the Switch?
You're buying the same product twice. It doesn't matter if it came on a different platform. It's the same product.
Just described that same thing, though. You just described it. Are not playing Mario in HD now? It's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You think HD for free?
Okay. What about what Nintendo just recently did? They released what's that, Super Mario Galaxy on a limited edition release, right? And that was like 4 years ago. Now they just released Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. So now it's like you're using the same product multiple times, and the prices are like the same. It's not like, like when you have an older game, you usually get like a lower price. They kept the higher price on an older game. I'm just saying, you're gonna end up double dipping. I just can't see how, if you're an active purchaser of games or music or movies or whatnot, there's gonna be, at some point, you're gonna end up double dipping somehow. Maybe it's not necessarily your fault, but somehow you may end up double dipping.
Well, when it happens to me, we'll revisit this. I've never had to do it.
Oh man!
I mean, that's just me. I'm being honest.
Okay.
I never had to do it, and like I said, I'm not some collector where I gotta have physical or whatever. Like, again, most of the games I play, I don't own them anyway. I play on Game Pass. That's the beauty of Game Pass to me. So and stuff that I really want to play, like I may want to revisit it.
Yeah.
I got a PS2 at home. I got an emulator console at home. I just play it on that.
But you do know that there are games that are disappearing all the time. Like they don't get released. Even movies. There are movies that haven't been released. They're trapped on VHS. Like they have never gotten a DVD. They never got an HD upgrade, and like they're just lost in time.
So if I purchase a movie, and it finally comes out on DVD, I don't consider that double dipping. Why? Because somebody somewhere, a team, has got to put forth the effort, the labor, in order to extract that visual, convert it into HD, make sure the audio syncs up with the newly visualized version. They got to do all that. That costs money. It costs money, Venkat. It does.
Yeah.
Mr. Worker Karl Marx. It costs money. So I would be expected to pay for such labor based on they just enhanced an older product for me. That's what I'm paying for.
But you may fall into the trap. See what you just said. They just enhanced an older product. A lot of times, especially with these movies, when it comes out with this new 4K and then you get it and then there's something altered badly. Like now they're so lazy, they're using AI to kind of clean up the film and the distortions from the film and whatnot. So like, especially with James Cameron's movies lately, he's been releasing AI edited versions of his film, and it's degraded the quality big time. There's these weird, like you see, like in the background, you can see weird looking faces, deformed faces and whatnot. They've done it to Terminator. They really butchered like Terminator 2, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. The 4K is completely destroyed. And there's like things in the background. They did it to Lord of the Rings. There's a version of Lord of the Rings that came out on 4K, and it has all kinds of issues that people complain about. But you as a consumer, you're like, oh, they just came out with the brand new shiny 4K. It has all this work, and you think that there's work to restore it and make it look at its best. But just because you have a 4K doesn't mean that the past Blu-ray or even a DVD doesn't look better, because they half-ass everything. That's why capitalism is inefficient, because it's not driven by good work. is driven by making money. So a lot of people, they buy it blindly because they think it's the new latest and greatest. And then
you just said a key word, right?
Go ahead.
You just said a key word. They buy blindly. So you're blaming. If I make a half-ass product, you gonna blame me? Instead of doing your own research.
But MD, you shouldn't have to do research, right? It's a professional studio. If Warner Brothers, no, I'm saying if Warner Brothers release,
if something comes out though, Venkat, if something comes out,
yeah,
and what they do film reviews. If Siskel and Ebert tell you, hey man, this is shitty.
No.
Well, you can get a second opinion.
You're conflating.
It's a lot of stuff you can do.
No, you're conflating two different things. I'm not talking about the quality of the movie, whether the movie is good or bad. It's subjective.
I understand.
I'm talking about the technical specific. No, the technical specs.
It still holds true. You don't think you can go on YouTube right now and get reviews for stuff like that? Like right now, they'll tell you, like, hey man, like this is what's going on with what.
Yeah, but it's not. That's not right, MD. If you put something out on the market,
I'm into it. And you should be able to put a shit on the market. If you buy it, you buy it. You don't.
See, that's the lawlessness of MD's perspective there. I think that if it goes out in the marketplace, especially with I ain't talking about like these B-movie studios, these lower rated studios. We're talking about Paramount, Warner Brothers, MGM. We're talking about like these known, established, they've been around for decades. There's a certain level of quality that should come on. And I'm not talking about the quality of the entertainment as far as like if you like the movie or not. I'm talking about I shouldn't see like the screen go black with no sound for 10 seconds, then it comes back. I shouldn't hear the audio dropping in the background where you can't really hear. It's very hard to hear, and it's a complete disaster. I shouldn't see the color fade out, and I shouldn't see like a lot of issues technically that should be there. It should be a professional product. Because again, they cry like crazy when bootleggers get out here and they start bootlegging and making, and that's the other thing too. Some of these bootleggers now, they're actually doing the job that the main studios refuse to do. Like you can't get Star Wars unedited original version. You can't get it, but you can get it off of eBay. They're selling it on eBay right now, and it actually is pretty good.
Complain about that?
I do not, because every time the majors mess up and the bootleggers come out, they created an avenue, and they furnished a demand in the marketplace. If the owners of the masters or the owner of the product refuses to release a quality product or a product at all, then I have no problems with anybody outside saying, "Hey, I'll fill that spot in the marketplace." They should do that.
Blemishes be damned. Blemishes be damned. Ricardo, when you had bootleg back in the day, and you put the bootleg DVD in, and somebody walking across the theater, did you go back to the bootleg man and say, "Hey, I need a refund this instant"? Somebody walked across. What, your damn shot is terrible. Like what are you doing?
Yeah,
you blame the bootleg man because somebody walked across.
That's different than what I'm referring to.
That's what you just explained.
No, because there's like actual fans of Star Wars that meticulously put together shot by shot the different sources of the movie that we've never seen before, like since Star Wars was originally released. Because George Lucas, huh? Yeah, because George Lucas, he did not release the original version, so they got like old tapes and Laserdisc, and they cut it to match what it was supposed to originally be. So the fans of the movie were dedicated enough to do that work that the actual owners of the of the film weren't able to do or don't want to do. So I'm not against that. I'm not against
Trump. It's not me saying it. It's Van Cat on here promoting piracy. I didn't say it. Don't come in and see about me.
It's not piracy if you don't put your stuff out. I mean, hey, you talking about emulators and whatnot. Again, a lot of those games aren't even available. So it's not piracy.
I have an emulator console. I don't emulate like on PC or nothing like that. I got the emulator console.
Yeah.
Where it can play the old cartridges or whatnot.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to emulate. I mean, I think it's pretty simple, but I wish I knew
you
how
don't
to do it.
you don't need to know how to do it. Just download the ROMs. It's easy.
I may look into it, man. I may look into it. But let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on with the show. All right, so this is the first story I got up here. Ukraine has been pounding Russia. Pause. They've been pounding them. I don't know what's been happening. How the tides have turned. I don't know.
It's balls deep.
Balls deep, Ricardo. Balls deep. Like you ain't lying. You ain't lying. And as a result, Russia is in a lot of trouble from a financial situation. I always used to, and like I said, this show tonight is an ode to Black Sun.
Oh boy.
Black Sun argue with me up and down, saying that this is not a financial calamity. It's a military. No, everything got everything to do with money.
Of course.
Like I don't give a damn what the situation may be. Now we're seeing the fruits of their labor. You see right here, Associated Press. Ukrainian attacks prompt Russian hail Crimea to halt civilian gasoline sale. You can't buy gas in Crimea no more. You can't do it.
Oh,
you're fucked.
Lord.
You're fucked. So tell me again that this is strictly a military situation and not a finance. Tell me again. You're landlocked on a big ass island at this point. You can't go nowhere. Go nowhere. As we know, last week, Ukraine hit a lot of oil refineries, a lot of them, hard and heavy.
Yep.
And as a result, this is what's going on now. This is what's going on. If you're in Crimea, I don't know what to tell you. A lot of those people in Crimea right now, they're actually Russian citizens who have basically moved and occupied the island of Crimea. And now look at you. Now look at you. Can't get back home to Mother Russia no more.
I've been hearing about Ukraine. They're on their last leg. It's over. They're gonna be obliterated. They're gonna be like, why are we here right now? Like, why is Russia struggling so hard?
That was 4 years ago, Bankhead.
That
was 4 years ago. I'm being honest. We've been in that same spiel since 2022, since this whole thing started.
By MAGA maniacs, by the way. Multiple
MAGA maniacs.
Which I don't understand why they think they have a dog in the fight.
Well, it's not necessarily that American ideology where they believe that somehow this is a hindrance on the United States.
You're breaking up a bit, and you're breaking up a little bit. Ricardo, can you hear him breaking up?
Yeah, no, it's not that he's breaking up. He's borging a lot. It sounds like you're
give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
I got to switch Wi-Fi. Hold on.
Oh, you got multiple Wi-Fis?
He's AT&T a customer.
Oh, what?
We're AT&T customers, Cat.
I never had AT&T in my life. I never. I wish I could get them to see what the difference is, but I've never. Everywhere I've ever lived, they never offer AT&T.
I'm surprised. Usually, but the only reason I'm still with them is because if you go to like Canada or the Caribbean, it's free. You don't really pay an overage fee to use the services. So, but I think MD doesn't have a choice because Georgia customers, it's a monopoly, so they
Oh man!
have to use AT&T.
Wow.
They have no choice. So, but he was borging a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it would clear up, but
No, I thought it was me. I was like, why do it sound like a Transformers? There you are.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
back,
Well,
Andy.
damn. Well, you just could have said something earlier.
Well, I thought it was gonna. It seemed like it was gonna clear up, and then it would go back, and then it would come back. I was like,
Nah,
I
man,
don't.
this damn mobile hotspot, it's a piece of shit, man. I'm taking it back.
And let me
I'm
ask
taking
you,
it back.
MD, who are you with? Which mobile spot carrier is this now?
It's Verizon.
I'm
My phone
surprised.
is AT&T.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. Aren't you an AT&T customer? But you
Yeah,
have a hotspot?
my phone is AT&T, but my mobile hotspot is Verizon.
I'm
But
shocked.
Verizon's supposed to be like the best in the business, man.
Exactly. The largest phone carrier in the US is terrible. I'm shocked at it.
Shitting me. Yeah,
No, that-
it's a piece of shit, man.
That's capitalism, baby.
Yeah, but capitalism is, hey, come get this piece of shit. I don't want it no more. That's also capitalism. So, but yeah, man, yeah, I'm back. But yeah, to your point, yeah, we've been hearing that since 2022.
Yeah.
This whole spiel about Ukraine, and like I said, it's more or less that whole America First ideology, where they feel like these wars are a hindrance to the American way of life based on the amount of dollars that we put
Send
into
over.
it.
Yeah.
But again, it's in versus out.
But
The military industrial complex is a motherfucker.
It
just is.
But then you ushered in the Marjorie Taylor Greens, the has-beens that were part of the MAGA first class that came about, that are now saying, okay, but what's the point of us spending so much unnecessary money to be sent into the Ukraine and all of this, and it is not beneficial to the American people. This was an election issue, if you remember quite well, the previous before he was ushered in for the second term again. Many people and many pundits alike were saying, well, why are we still selling Zelensky a lot of money? Where's the benefit? But the problem with all of this is that we tend to forget one thing. Ukraine is beneficial for the sake of one purpose in Crimea, is that it's the largest, I believe it's the largest former state of the USSR. And if you think about anything that has come about from the old previous USSR, back from the Iron Curtain days and all that, it was Ukraine. When they built the world's biggest plane, they had anything you could think of that was huge and monumentous came from the Ukraine.
Came from Ukraine. Why is that though, Ricardo? You just hit it on the head. Why is that? Because it's mineral rich.
There you go. And that's why Trump wanted to make that deal. And where he's like, oh, well, if we do this, then, I want to own 50% and all that. The problem with all of that also, MD, is the oil as well that comes from Ukraine. There's a lot of pipelines that go through there. So it's a whole, in other words, Europe can't afford to lose Ukraine. There's no way Europe is going to allow that. And then America, on the other hand, has to get the backup from that. So at any cost that you look at it, they cannot lose Ukraine to Russia. Russia knows this, and Russia's like, we refuse to let you guys, meddle. So we're gonna just keep, affecting Poland. We're gonna affect this person. So it's gonna be years. I think everybody thought that it was gonna be a one punch blow that Putin was gonna do, and it was just gonna capture Ukraine. And it's gonna be it. That was the resistance from the Ukrainian people. I gotta give it to them. They have not stopped until this day, and they're not going to. They don't need to, because again, it's one of the largest former satellites from the USSR. It takes a lot to break up the Ukraine. You probably might have to split it in two and do like how they did with the former Germany before it became unified. But it's a lot of work. There's no way this is gonna be one of those one knock punch and Russia's gonna get it. It can't work it would never work like that. Historically, if you look back in history, you'll see why. But no. It's tough, but I gotta hand it to them though. The resistance from the fighters, maybe it's the money that they're getting. MD, I don't know. They've been getting a lot of funds. If not, is what, $20 billion now at this point from the US?
It's more than that. It's more than
Yeah, it has to be more
and
than
I got to
that.
tell you, Ricardo. Now I'm talking about as far as what's going on, but I got to tell you, Ricardo, you may be on your way to ascension, to prophethood, because you just hit every nail on that needed to be hit. Like being honest, but in the sense of what's really going on, yeah. The United States as well as the EU, they've been helping out Ukraine, but it's more to it. We're now seeing the evolution when it comes to drone warfare. When we look back through the annals of history at warfare in general, there's going to be chapters written in that book about Ukraine and how they've evolved drone technology to what it is now. Ukraine did all that.
And not only just Ukraine, but Iran copied what Ukraine's. It's crazy. The enemy of my enemy is my best friend.
Yeah, Iran as well.
Iran is copying the same exact technique, and this is why Trump is having a hard time. But then again, whose fault is that? Because you let Israel did all this for you, Trump, and you still can't win it. So you were warned. I told you so from MD. I told you so from me, and I told you so from Fancat. Will not help you, Taco Cheeto. You chose to do this bidding on your own, and now the war resolution is coming about from your party, which is a whole other conversation to be had. So let's go back to the topic. But yeah, Ukraine and the drone technology is beyond crazy to me. I don't know how they were able to escalate that and make it in such a great, but like they've hit Moscow at some, like, do you know how hard it is to hit the Red Square and anywhere near Moscow? For them to get into that mindset of using drone technology, which again, it has to be from the money and investment that's coming from Europe and US and everywhere else, because I'm sure Canada has contributed as well. So it's a whole bunch of you gotta hand it to Zelensky, man, for what was he before, an entertainer, to be a prime minister or whatever he is, or president of Ukraine, for you to be getting that much funds and you still have a resistance with the technology you have. I got to see how this is going to pan out. We all are so invested now. Like, this is literally, like MD just mentioned, when you look back at the history books, there has to be a chapter of how did this man came about from a comedian, entertainer, to being president, to now being like one of the greatest, I guess, what's the word you're looking for him? Because I don't even know how to describe him anymore, MD. I don't even know what to call him.
I would say he's gonna go down probably as one of the most inspirational people in the 21st century. That's a fact.
Well, let's
whether you look, I'm discounting all the political aspects of what you may think about. I don't give a shit about none of that. I'm talking about
why would you?
Yeah. I'm just talking about just from what he's faced from 2022 onward. Despite what you may think of him on a personal level, for a political, none of that shit gonna matter at the end of the day. None of it. And this is what I try to tell Mega Maniac. Listen,
they're not gonna
you can fight this shit. You can fight this shit all you want to, bro.
They're not gonna listen to you, though.
At the end of the day, if you're not carefully looking at the pieces on the chessboard, you're just talking shit. Because like I said, you hit every nail, Ricardo, especially when you talked about that pipeline. Just think about it.
Very important.
What that pipeline is so strategic to the point where Ukraine has sabotaged its own pipeline going through its own country.
Isn't that funny though? They sabotaged their own line just to make sure
they own shit.
Oh, this is crazy work. Crazy work, MD. Crazy work.
And also, again, I've had these discussions already with Black Sun. I'm like, listen,
Russia.
The EU countries, specifically Germany, were paying these land leases on these pipelines going through Ukraine.
Facts.
If Russia takes complete control of the country, what you think? Like, why would you allow somebody to squeeze you like that?
Yep, facts.
Like why would you do it? So you sitting here thinking this shit is about Nazism and all the dumb shit that Putin say?
It's bigger than that.
I'm like, you're a complete dumbass if you believe all
it's bigger than that. The same thing is applicable to Venezuela. Like, what do you think they're so adamant? Like, everybody always asks, like, why is it the U.S. is so invested in all? Because again, it's important. The oil, the cost structure that it takes to refine oil and to ship it, and there's so much investment that goes into it. And the pipeline, that we go back to it again, it's always been about the pipeline. When they started this whole war, the first thing that the European powers said, France, Germany, all of them, when it comes to winter, if y'all have never, because I've been there, so I know it's freezing cold in winter. Now in the summer, it's freaking hot. Like they're going to one of the worst, again, global, the what do you call it?
Drought.
The not even global drought. What's that what's the Al guy name before that did that whole documentary thing? Now it was the time for you to
Al
bring
Gore.
Al Gore. Where is he when you need him? When he did this whole thing, global warming is now
Inconvenient Truth.
Inconvenient Truth. Funny enough, I've never seen that film, but that's a whole other topic.
No, I saw both of them.
I've
The first
never
one
seen
and
it.
the second one.
Never seen it. But global warming is here because there's temperatures now. When I tell you France is at 46 degrees, that's like 110, 12 degrees Celsius. Temperatures they've never seen in their lifetime is now here. And it's huge because now this week alone in Europe, it's like, monumentously hot. Like you think Florida's hot, Venkat, you have not seen hot. You've seen the temperatures there, but that's a whole nother conversation. Europe cannot afford to lose Ukraine. And I'm going to put that out there for the Magamaniacs that don't understand the concept of economy. Economics is important here. That pipeline that I think Germany says they pay a certain percentage. Poland is one. A whole bunch of them. They don't want to be stuck with just the monopoly of having Russia, because Russia can turn the switch off at any given moment. So to bypass all of that, they have to go through Ukraine, which is the alternative, and the alternative is more cost effective. And that's the reason why Europe approached, when they approached the US and everybody else was like, okay, well, let's just go through one area as opposed to then going through Russia, because Russia dictates where the pipeline is, the money and all that. We have to pay them. And we don't want to keep paying them $100 when we could pay Ukraine probably what, $20. I'm just using like an example, but that's just literally how the cost effectiveness comes in. And Ukraine knows this. So the Zelensky is positioning this every single chance he gets. Listen, we're here. This is Ukraine. This is what we have. Give us the utensils, the tools we need, and we'll fight and fight and fight. And we'll see if we could put Putin in the corner. And Putin knows this because Putin is fighting battles everywhere. I think at some point in time, and I predict this, and even though you're the political prophets among men, I see the Russian people eventually rising up and kicking him out. Because it's either going to eliminate him or what?
Yeah, if you ain't got no damn gas, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming down to it.
How much longer you guys think this is going to go on for, and when will it end?
Again, we talking about a dictator in Putin. I'm being honest. You're talking about a guy.
You're right. No, you're right. We laugh, but it's true.
You talking about a former KGB agent.
Yep.
Yep.
A maniac at that.
He used this dude was brought up to make other people suffer.
Yep. Poison and kill them in foreign countries.
Putin don't give not one damn. What happened? You ain't got no gas? Oh well. It's for Mother Russia. It's for the best.
But yeah, he has a mansion though, MD. That's a 20 room mansion somewhere.
That's usually how communists. And again, like I said, sign up for my communism 101 class. I'm gonna break down all of this stuff. See, Venkat like the troll. He got the picture of Karl Marx or whatever. But all this shit was already predated within the annals of history. It's already there. We saw what happened during the Great Leap Forward and Chairman Mao. We saw what the fuck happened. He was talking that same shit Venkat say. The same exact shit. Chairman Mao was living high on the hog in the city with all the other urbanites and all that shit talking about workers' rights. Meanwhile, in the country, motherfuckers were dying of starvation, giving up all that shit to the people in the city.
But
why is that?
It was for the greater cause.
The greater good. Again, you might be a political prophet, Ricardo. I'm gonna just be honest with you. We might have discovered another one. But you tell somebody like Venkat that he don't know what the hell you talk about.
There you go. FD on a mission.
He don't know what the hell you talk about. We saw this with Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge and all that shit in Cambodia. That you go into the city in Cambodia, everybody was dancing and living it up. Communism is great.
Facts.
Meanwhile, they were slaughtering motherfuckers by the millions in the sticks. Don't come up with that rice quota if you want to. Your ass is done for. Done for. And that's how they was living. That's how they was living. But again, you hit the nail on the head, Ricardo. It was for the good. Vladimir Vladimirovich Lenin. This is what he said. Have y'all ever seen? It was a miniseries in the 80s, The War of the Eagles, with the great actor Sir Patrick Stewart playing Vladimir Lenin. In that movie, and this is a true quote. In that movie, he said that the lady asked him, like, well, what about the peasants in the countryside? Lenin said, this is not a struggle of the peasants. Won't give a damn about no peasants. This is a worker struggle.
So basically, pull off a Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake moment.
Hey, let them eat not a damn thing. All they need to do is be the supply and demand for us as the workers. The people who actually cultivate the steel are not the importance in the communist movement. It's the people that shape it. That's what Vladimir Lenin said. You can't get no more communist than that.
Crazy work.
But like I said, I don't want to get off on a tangent. Me and Van Cat do battle next week on TFP because we go break this DSA shit down in New York. The conversation is gonna be had.
So what is
so
this?
Get ready for a prime time matchup.
So what is it going to be? Capitalism versus communism and socialism wrapped up in one?
You know what, Ricardo? I'm gonna do this next week. I ain't even gonna say shit. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna do this shit right here. I'm gonna say Van Cat gonna go, and I'm gonna let him talk. And I'm gonna let him talk and say how great it is up in the state of New York. And then I'm gonna just provide sources. That's all.
The lefty loonies are here to stay. MD, that's all I'm gonna tell you. But
I'm gonna just provide sources.
Venka, your avatar is killing me right now with the red Marxism logo. I haven't seen that since history class in high school. It's crazy work. Crazy work, I tell you.
We read the Communist Manifesto in high school. I did.
I sure did too. It was hella long, but I did read it.
So hey man, listen. But like I said, I don't want to get them riled up. I don't want to get them riled up.
Too late now. It's too late.
We just go move right along.
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I don't want to start no shit.
Won't start none. Won't be none started.
Yeah. So we just gonna move on right along. So there was a presidential election in the country of Colombia.
Lord
down in South America. And we got another one first. First it was the guy down in El Salvador in Central. Now we got another one. I don't even know how to say this dude's name. El Belardo de la Espriella. Right-wing millionaire backed by Trump, declared winner of Colombia's presidential runoff election.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a legitimate?
No, it was legitimate. Not. Damn well it was.
That I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah, okay.
But the race came down to 1 percentage point. It was a tight race.
Yeah, wow.
Were you that surprised though, MD? Really? It's always down to 1 point. Always.
Again, this whole situation, like I said, I don't know this guy. He Trump.
No one does. No one does it. I get he's a puppeteer. He's put in place by the friggin' people that want things to be. The powers to be want a puppet that they can manipulate. It's always been the case. The same story comes back every single time. Again, why does this country feel the need to meddle in everything that it occurs worldwide? Again, money. Money will be the root of every evil. And that's where we're falling back to. So it doesn't surprise me, but that 1% is crazy work. It's always been 1%. It continues to be 1%. Yeah. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. But go ahead, MD. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I mean, so we got to remember that Gustavo Petro is the current president. I don't know exactly when his term ends. I'm assuming it ends here pretty soon, since they already had the election. Gustavo Petro is the current president of Colombia. Remember, he was hard anti-Trump.
Yes, he was.
Remember when he came to the UN, he actually it was a anti-Israel protest going on. He went outside and joined the damn protest. So like he's very anti-Trump. So you know I find it like kind of suspicious. You know what I'm saying? The guy who just a popular president, Gustavo Petro was popular in Colombia. A guy that was popular in Colombia, anti-Trump, leftist politics. Now all of a sudden the country just go like wide right. I find it very suspicious. Again, I'm not gonna say it's any finagling going on. I don't know the politics of the country that deep to know exactly what's going on. But maybe the people in Colombia are saying, hey, look, man, maybe we need to get on this MAGA train while we still can, you know. And can you, in a South American country, can you blame them?
But the passport bros will beg to differ though in that aspect. So
yeah, you know, you got the big butts and the pretty faces down there in Colombia. You got the big butts and the pretty faces. That's for damn sure. You know, I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't risk it. Get robbed and held for ransom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's damn that. You know, can't trust a big butt and a smile, they say. You know what I'm saying? So hell nah, you know, I stay close to my hotel. I ain't going out too far. You better come on in here. I got $100 for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going down. So I hear. It's going down. So, you know, but again, I find it very suspicious that all of a sudden the politics shift so extremely. You know, some people say to extreme left with Petro to now extreme right. You know, as far as I know, and we can go down in the article and see, as far as I know, there wasn't any. Petro was pretty popular. You know, it says studies have found that Petro's attempted peace negotiation policies have resulted in the expansion of power and membership of armed criminal groups. So I guess what they're trying to say is, through Petro trying to ease tensions or whatnot with the cartels and so on and so forth, it's incubated crime, so to speak. So it might be CCOT 2.0 about to happen down there in Colombia. You know what I'm saying? You better not get locked up no time soon. They're gonna send your ass down there with El Chapo and all of them. I don't think you want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you want that at all. So we may be looking at a similar situation as El Salvador. The guy in El Salvador was wealthy as well. So I'm trying to figure out now, all of a sudden in these poor countries, you got these rich South Americans coming into power. You know what I'm saying? How is that going to dictate the will of Trump to that aspect of what he wants via immigration? That's the question. So again, we may be looking at a CCOT 2.0. Am I still there? Mic check.
What do you mean?
Oh, okay. Because I ain't see my, the thing moving.
Oh.
I was like, damn. I thought maybe something happened to my Wi-Fi again.
Oh.
So yeah. It's an interesting situation. It's definitely a interesting situation. Like look at this guy. And look what he got right beside him.
what else?
You know what I'm saying? Queen of the South.
Get it,
what was the lady name that came from Colombia? The lady that was fucking the black guy when she got to America. She was the cocaine dealer. She was from Colombia.
I know you're talking about.
I forgot what they called.
Not Blanco. It's not Blanco.
Yeah, it's Blanco. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah. She came from Colombia and she was in LA fucking the black guy. And they made the series about it. I believe it was on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
With Sofia Vergara.
Or was it J-Lo? Or one of them.
No, it was Sofia Vergara. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Hey, look, we're gonna see how everything work out. I know Colombia is another one of these poor countries. when you look at the sheer corruption that takes place already, and I'm not saying Petro had anything to do. He may have. I don't damn know. But overall, Petro's views were pretty popular. So I just find kind of suspicious that now all of a sudden the country has gone right. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. The self-proclaimed representative of the never seen before promised voters fearful of renewed internal conflict to take a heavy-handed approach to combat it. So yeah, he based his campaign on law and order, basically. That's what, and like you say, he's taking out of Bukele. That's the guy in El Salvador, his playbook. So yeah, we might be seeing a CCOT 2.0 finna get ready to happen. So ICE got a new location unlocked.
Lord.
To send your ass. You know what I'm saying? So hey man, you better watch out. Julio and Manuel and all them.
Oh Lord.
They send your ass down there to Bogota, whatever that shit called down there, and it's a wrap.
Lord.
It's a wrap. ICE been pretty quiet too.
ICE been pretty quiet. Isn't that crazy? They have been very quiet. But in addition to ICE, I think there's a lot of again, we have to touch on this technology at some point in time. If you travel now, apparently when you're coming back into this country, they have iris scans that can now detect you when you walk. So you don't even need to see an officer anymore, biometric wise. They just call your name and say, we already scanned you when you came in, and you just go about your merry way. That's some scary eagle eye type of work that we've now reached at this stage. But I digress. This is nuts. Mm-hmm. But you know what, people? This is technology. We wanted, at some point in time, we're gonna start peeling away. Remember when they said about when 9/11 happened, and they were like, oh, we have to compromise, take back some of the security, but if it's for the greater good, then we should do so and so. It's slowly but surely they start peeling away at your rights, and no one argued with Bush. It just kept steamrolling, and then they kept changing stuff, and here we are. So I don't know how to feel about, Big Brother watching me coming back into this country, and you know exactly where I step foot from, and biometric knows how to pinpoint me out of a crowd of 500 people. That's nuts. That's crazy Eagle Eye work. If you've seen the movie Eagle Eye, you know what I'm talking about with Shia LaBeouf, and I that's nuts, MD. I'm just saying, but what do I know? Crazy work. We're here. Big Brother and Skynet and everything is here. It's literally AI and Lord. It's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry about that, MD, but I just wanted to point it out. America, you should. Good. America, you're in danger, girl. I'm saying that now.
Mm-hmm. Vancat, you got anything on Colombia?
Oh, no. That's it. I'm good.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to this last article here. So I don't know if y'all seen the blow up between Trump and Italy's Giorgia Meloni. Now this one was kind of crazy to me. This one was real crazy. Giorgia Meloni is the closest thing to Trump in Europe. Like, so some people forget that shit.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Like Giorgia Meloni, crazy.
She's batshit crazy.
Sometimes it gets caught up in the escapism of NATO and the EU and all that shit, and people forget Giorgia Meloni is right wing as hell.
Hella, yep, she is up there.
So it's funny that Trump, again on some Trump shit.
He's sick of fans turning against him.
Oh man, she was trying to hug on me, kiss on me and stuff.
She can't even stand him.
Every time Trump goes to Europe to a NATO summit or whatever the situation may be, Giorgia Meloni always got this. I'm like, wow, I remember one time last year, they were saying that her and Macron was talking shit about Trump. They was over there laughing.
They were.
So I don't know what it is, man. I think he, what it is. He like damn, this is nice. Trump like him like more on the pale Eastern European side.
He's always had a type.
Yeah, Trump always done had a type, man. Like the the tan Southern European, like he don't deal. If you ain't from the Caucasus Mountains, he don't really want to deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
If you ain't from something with Stan in it or fucking where was Ivanka from? She was from
Czechoslovakia, one of them places.
I don't think it was Serbia. I don't think it was that.
It was somewhere.
I gotta look real quick because then I'll be intrigued. Let me see.
The same one that he buried in Mar-a-Lago in the backyard.
Yeah.
This is crazy work.
At hole number 6.
Lord,
that's way better.
I can't get over that you buried your own. How does his wife think about that?
For a tax credit.
For a tax credit, and his wife went along with that.
Melania, She checked.
She's from Czechoslovakia. Well, it used to be called Czechoslovakia. Today split apart, so it's Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Yeah. She
Slovenia
checked.
now, or whatever you want to call it.
Melania from Slovenia. That's where she's from.
There's always somewhere, either Czech Republic or Slovenia. He has a type.
He liked them USSR women. That's
the big buxom titties and the tiny waist. He has a type. He always had.
That's why he ain't good with Putin so good. Cause like I said, Putin got him hooked up with them Russian women and they peed all over him and he got the tape. She got the tape. I'm gonna take that to my grave.
Lord.
Putin got the PP tape.
So you mean to tell me he has a fetish of women pissing all over?
Yeah, he was taking golden showers and they said, we got your ass on camera. You better do what we tell you to do.
Oh man,
we got your ass on camera.
He beat R. Kelly to the T. Like,
well, no, he wasn't doing the pissing. They was pissing on him. Wasn't doing the pissing. Yeah.
Oh, Taco.
They was pissing on him. That's what it is. That's what it was. At least that's the accusation. Allegedly, Allegedly, the Steele dossier was a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But so Melania Maloney tells Trump to focus on your own popularity. So she's saying, hey, look, motherfuckers don't even like you in your own country. Maybe you need to focus on that before you take shots at me. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's what she told him.
That's true.
What she told him. Talking about, man, she was trying to hug on me and stuff. I'm like, man, like you old as hell, man. Like, what do you be doing? What are you doing? Trump said on Saturday that the prime minister was doing poorly in Italy with her level of popularity. He also accused her of not supporting U.S. efforts to prevent Iran from obtaining and developing a nuclear weapon. Remember, when all this shit went down with Iran, a lot of European countries said, don't involve us with this shit.
They said, hell no.
Don't involve us. And he felt some type of way about it. He felt some type of way.
But how you going to insult all these countries, allies and whatnot, and then you get into a war and you're surprised they don't want to help you? Don't make sense.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Because you got to understand, he tried to put Europe between the rock and the hard place. Ricardo just told you when we were talking about Russia, Europe relies heavily on Russian oil. Now they putting in effort to try to quell that with renewable energy and shit like that because they don't want to squeeze. All this shit is about squeezing. I want everybody. I'm being serious. All this shit is about who can gain leverage over who. If you got resources and other countries don't, that means the one with the resources got leverage. That's just a fact. When you're a hostile nation, but at the same time, because again, this is a globalist society, we rely heavily on you. Why would we put ourselves in a bad situation? So let's amp renewables as far as infrastructure. Also, come to terms where you got to come to the table reasonably when you do trade with other countries. But Russia say, nah, we don't want to play ball. People think this shit is about some sovereignty issue and all. Man, don't nobody give a damn about that. This is about what do we need to do to hold leverage over you as a superior nation. That whole shit with BRICS and all that, that's what this shit is about. Some megamaniacs, like I said, shout out to Black Son. Some megamaniacs believe BRICS is like a good thing, some type of way. No, it's not. Especially not for your black ass. You drive truck. Why would I want to be beholden to another form of superiority when it comes to resource?
But what is it? The whole concept of BRICS though is to try to bypass the greenback. But I mean, there's so much resources in the greenback in terms of like gold and other. It's going to take years for BRICS to catch up. Not to say they're not close to it, but the U.S. has way too much, infrastructure in place that it will take a good. Yeah, it's just not realistic.
And like I said, I'm a pure-blooded American. I don't want the petrodollar to fall. Why would I want that? That's bad for the United States. I live here. Why would I want the global currency when it comes to the acquisition of oil to be something different than the dollar? Why would I want that? That means now you at the adherence to said nation that now controls that resource financially. Why would I want that as an American? I'm not saying do some nefarious shit to try to keep it. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I don't want it nonetheless.
And
that's crazy.
And I also wanted to take this moment to didn't Greenspan die this week?
Alan Greenspan died. Yeah,
it was such a shocking moment, but we saw it coming. But I just wanted to give his rest in peace. That man has done a lot for this American economy. So shout out to his family. Rest in peace, Greenspan. You did your work. So it was
Alan Greenspan, one who admitted as Fed chair, when they asked him in a committee, a Senate committee meeting, what do we do when there's no money left and it's a catastrophic breakdown when it comes to the deficit? Alan Greenspan said, make more money.
Preach.
Prove it.
He literally said it. Yep.
Prove it. The shit don't matter. It don't matter.
Preach, MD, preach.
I just wanted to put that out there. Alan Greenspan told you from the jump, this shit ain't real. It's not real. We just make it as we go. You can do that when you have a sovereign economy.
So, in other words, poverty, struggle, and all that other stuff isn't really something people should be going through because they have the means to end it. They choose to keep people in that situation.
Hence why you have capitalism.
Yep.
You couldn't help yourself, could you, Venkat?
I'm just saying it's just the truth is right there, man.
It's a never-ending cycle.
Everything in your life is a lie. It's a lie. It's been determined.
You mean to tell me, Venkat, that everybody could have free education in this country, but we choose not to give everybody free education?
Exactly.
You must have lost your mind.
they are picking winners and losers before you're born.
You mean to tell me that everybody could have free healthcare in this country, but they choose not to give everybody free healthcare?
But some people think a system called capitalism is going to save us. Capitalism is a tool that is in bondaging us, man. Like, come on.
He did it again. I told you, man. He can't help himself.
We got to save it for next week, Venkat. It's going to be capitalism.
He can't help himself, bro.
Capitalism versus socialism versus Marxism. All wrapped up in one.
He can't help himself, man. It's like when you on the train and the crazy person talking and flailing around. You just let them do what they do, bro.
He won't let go of that mission, boy. He on that mission.
As long as they ain't bothering nobody, man, just let them rock. Just let them rock.
But just look at it like this, MD. I'm Kool-Aid, and you're the water that's trying to water down my flavor. You
I
just
ain't trying to. How am I trying to water down?
you just
There
trying
you
to
go.
water down.
My
I got
bad.
all
My
extra
bad.
sugar. I got all this extra sugar in there, and MD coming with the water. Just water it down.
My bad. My bad. I ain't mean to.
Yep.
You done? You done? I can take you out the spotlight. Okay. All right. All right. I got you. Again, folks, tune in next week where the entirety of the show is going to be dedicated to the Democratic Socialists of America and they win in New York. I think Venkat thinking about packing this shit up right now.
And the slogan should be 1 second away from lefty lunanism.
Yeah, Venkat is making his way downtown.
Oh man.
Down Manhattan. Cause that's where the party at. Venkat want to go where the party, and I understand. You know, you gonna see Venkat. He gonna have on his "I Love New York" shirt. Looking for him a flat somewhere in Brooklyn. Venkat be done got the hell up out of there, man, because that might be the place you want to go.
I'm very
all your dreams are coming true, Venkat. That's all. They coming true. You know what I'm saying? So hey, but that's what it is. But for some unlucky person, they dreams falling into despair. And that's what's going on. So it's that time of the show where soul must be taken straight to the depths of hell. And the duck shows no remorse.
Yep.
No remorse whatsoever.
It's the part of the show.
Said, yeah, for whom the bell tolls.
Yep.
Time marches on. That was said by the great Metallica.
Yep.
So without any further ado, I present to you this week's Lame Duck.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Now the story lived by him to see it again is Perry Manuel. Let me reassure you, the things that you will see in that story, those are not the words of Mark Robinson.
We finally beat Medicaid.
Thank you, President Biden, President Trump.
He's right, he did beat Medicaid, beat it to death.
Like a dove. Feathers fly in the air. Water laying here, water laying. Y'all so dark, yeah, you so dark. Dog look like a dove.
Those of us who are the spiritual children and grandchildren of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, would all be lost orphans were it not for His compassion and mercy.
There is a new explosive report investigating now former Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard's ties to a religious sect called Science of Foundation, raising questions about whether a spiritual guru had extraordinary influence over her policymaking, her politics, and virtually every move she made on camera for years. Washington Post investigative reporter John Swain obtained hundreds of confidential memos detailing guidance allegedly sent to Gabbard from 2011 to 2017, including when she was in Congress. Evidence, Swain says, points to the memos coming from a man named Chris Butler, head of a breakaway sect of the Hare Krishna group, someone Gabbard has called her guru. The Washington Post compared Gabbard's remarks in 32 TV interviews between 2014 and 2016 with talking points allegedly sent to her, and found that on 24 occasions, Gabbard used language sent to her in those memos almost verbatim. Other times, Gabbard used different words, but promoted basically the exact same ideas. A chief of staff for Gabbard told the Post in part, quote, the attacks on Director Gabbard's faith and loyalty are not only false, they are a blatant example of anti-Hindu bigotry. And a PR firm connected to the religious sect also told the Post, quote, Hindu phobia, anti-Hindu religious bigotry, that's all this is. When a Hindu public figure has a spiritual teacher or shares views with a Hindu religious figure, that alone is somehow evidence of sinister control. Let's bring in Washington Post investigative reporter John Swain. It's good to see you. What an incredible piece here. But I want to back up for a moment. How did you get a hold of that trove of confidential memos and end up tracking down this story?
Back when Tulsi Gabbard was nominated by President Trump to be Director of National Intelligence in November 2024, I was looking into Tulsi Gabbard and her relationship with her guru, trying to find out this question, this issue of how much influence did he have on her. And at the time, I kind of struck out. I didn't get anywhere. And someone I spoke with at the time, who's in the same religious group, the Science of Identity Foundation, reached back out months later. And through our conversations, it led to her checking an old email inbox. And in that inbox, remarkably, were hundreds of memos that she and others around the guru had received during Tulsi Gabbard's time in Congress. And they contained what appeared to be firm directives, guidance, advice, sometimes verging on orders for things that Tulsi Gabbard should do or say.
John, you know, a lot of members of Congress, they have ties to influential pastors around the United States, some of whom are very controversial themselves. So what did you find in this reporting that struck you as different or wholly unusual when you think about the relationships that a lot of politicians have with religious figures around the United States?
Sure. And of course, you know, members of Congress have rabbis and priests and imams. And Tulsi Gabbard herself had said that her relationship with her guru was just like that. It was a spiritual relationship. He was her spiritual teacher. She was asked back in 2019 directly, did he ever politically mentor her? And she was emphatic. She said, no. What we found in these documents, however, is that in addition to spiritual advice and advice about her faith, Gabbard was receiving extensive, detailed directives for what legislation to propose, what to say in press releases, what to say in TV interviews, as you highlighted. And I think it's pretty clear that that kind of relationship, that kind of advice and directives and guidance far exceeds the regular relationship that a member of Congress would have with their religious leader, where we're not going anywhere near the details of Director Gabbard's Hindu faith. We're not talking about the theology involved here. The claims of Hindu phobia sort of miss the point, I think, which is that this is about political guidance and directives for a public official on what she should propose in the House, what she should say in public statements. And, she, members of Congress are on committees that deal with very important things. And this level of advice and guidance is pretty extraordinary.
For anyone who hasn't had the chance to read the piece, I want to read an example that you cite from 2014. A memo says, important to do, must tweet around 9 a.m. It contained a pre-written tweet with a link to a video on the plight of Kurdish fighters in a Syrian city, which was under siege by the Islamic State extremist group. Then came this tweet from Gabbard carrying out a wish list. In another 2014 example, a memo contains policy instructions that warn to avoid delays in medical treatment. Veterans should be able to get care at any hospital and be reimbursed by Veterans Affairs, and they should be able to do so without first obtaining government approval. Actually put forward legislation, get it done, the speaker said. It is highly, highly unusual. I mean, you have other instances, too, where there's advice about things to say in television hits, and then you're able to find the exact moments where she's gone on a network, like on with Wolf Blitzer at CNN, and says almost exactly what she has been told to say. When you've spoken to experts, and as you did all this work for the story, what kind of questions does this raise for you? A lot of this material comes from when she was serving in Congress, but of course, she was just the nation's top spy chief. What are the implications of that?
She was, and I should say, as you point out, these memos with guidance and directives stopped before she left Congress in terms of the ones that I have access to. We don't know if they continued in those years afterward. But there was a second half to this story, which was that followers, devotees of her guru for years ran an initiative to boost Tulsi Gabbard online. They posted comments on social media. They replied to newspaper articles on newspaper websites. And what I was able to find was that that side of things, at least, did continue right up to her nomination as DNI through her presidential campaign in 2020. And I found that accounts that were operated by her faith group in the years sort of a decade ago were continuing to tweet in her favor in support of her when she stepped down as DNI just in these recent weeks. So it really indicates that there is this ongoing relationship to some extent between Tulsi Gabbard and the faith group. The question of whether the guru was giving advice in more recent years remains open, and I'd love to be able to look into that. I don't have access to documents that show that, but we continue to report.
Well, if you do, I would love to have you back on to hear all about it. Incredible work, extraordinary story. John Swain, thank you.
Thanks.
Extraordinary story, John.
All right, there you have it, folks. Tulsi Gabbard. In my opinion, like disturbing information. Remember, Tulsi is a Hindu word. Well, it's a part of a Hindu word, so to speak. I forget what it's called. She always used to mention it. Meaning, her parents were in said cult also. She was born into this shit, is what I'm trying to tell you, folks. She was born into it. Like I said, again, I don't know anything about the Hindu religion. Not speaking ill of it. I don't know much about it. But I have heard stories of certain Hindu groups, even outside of this situation, that was on some freaky deaky shit. We hear about like these sex gurus and all that type orgies going on and nirvana. I don't know what was going on with Tulsi. I used to think back in the day, especially during the 2020 campaign. I remember her in the Democratic debate. She had that all-white suit. I used to think Tulsi was beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Somewhere between then and now, I don't know what's going on with her skin. I don't know if she's like taking something. I don't know what's going on. Tulsi is a beautiful woman. I ain't gonna say it in front. So, it is, and I know she's going through things with her husband right now. I don't know what's going on with what. Maybe, just maybe, the Trump administration got ahead of what's going on. Like, hey man, like, I don't know what the freaky shit you got going on, but we're gonna need you to step down. We're gonna need you to step down. And I know your husband going through some things. You can use that as the excuse. In the report, they say it. Sometimes during when she was in the House, she was saying things verbatim in interviews that was for they instructed her to say it verbatim. I don't know what she had going on. All I know is, as of right now, she's this week's lame duck of the week. Venkat, what you got?
Well, this feels like an episode of The Boys. Felt like there was a storyline there in The Boys that kind of mirror this a little bit. This is ridiculous. First of all, the Trump administration, do they even have a vetting process? Do they even try to find out who the hell they putting into these positions, and what do they even know what they're doing with these people? Tulsi Gabbard, I never cared for her. So-called Democrat, then flipped over to Republican. I think a lot of these people, these politicians, they ain't really Democrat or Republican. They don't really have those convictions. They're just using whatever is expedient to move them along to get done what they want to get done. So
Power dynamic.
yeah, which coat gonna get me into the party tonight. So, and that's all it is. They just throw one on and take one off. She's definitely deserving of a lame duck, and it's important to highlight and put a spotlight on this type of situation here, because it's stuff that people don't think about. But it is crazy, to say the least. She's a trash bag human. She wasted American taxpayer money, American taxpayer interests. She's passing stuff that she really wasn't doing for the betterment of the country. She had her own agenda, and she should be she should never ever be involved in politics. I mean, that career is beyond dead, and it's just embarrassing. It's really just embarrassing. So, yeah, she's a trash bag human of the week.
There it is. Namaste. Ricardo, what you got?
I don't have that much to say, but Noam and Gabbard are some people thought they were actually the same person. So if you look quite well, you'll notice the difference. But it would be crazy work if it's allegedly true that this man had that much influence on based on her. And by the way, we're in the context of this country based on our constitution. She is allowed to have whatever belief she want to have. That's a part of the staple of the constitution. But to have a man influence, to look back now at it all compared to what we know now, to think this man had that much influence in terms of her politically, that could have made, based on whatever advice he was giving her, could have actually created a lot of hindrance and issues for people in terms of politically what she's been able to influence and change. And so it's a lot to take in, but nothing should surprise anyone. I mean, at this particular point, it saddens us to know, because she did flip-flop a lot, which is something Venka pointed out. But nothing should surprise us. I don't think I'm surprised by this report, but I didn't know. I know she's part Hindu, right? So I didn't know if she still practice anything that's close or remotely to Hinduism.
She ain't part. I don't like Hindu. Ain't a.
It's not
race
right.
Thing. Yeah.
Anything.
Cause I know her. I believe that daddy is Samoan and her mama white. But like I said, they was into that shit before she was born.
Got you.
Like I said, she was born into the cult.
Right.
She was born into it.
She was born in there, so she probably just whatever at this particular, she just didn't even care at that point. But it's scary to think the influences of what someone's personal beliefs can lead you to. Then again, it shouldn't surprise anyone anyways, because there's a lot of things about this country that we've now come to know that over time has had its hands dipped in multiple things, whether it be white supremacy, whether it be prejudice, whether you name it. There's a lot that's happened, but this is just one of those wake-up calls where I think they need to kind of vet politicians in a sense and know the influences that they might have, because you're playing with people's lives any way you look at it. Bills that you pass, legislations that are gone through, whether it be the House or the Senate, that ultimately gets signed by the president. People are able to do certain things. And I'm not going to babble for a long time, but it shouldn't surprise anyone really, but it's kind of still shocking just to know in great detail what the inner cult or whatever things she's been a part of could have done in terms of influence politically. But I digress. This is one of those things where nothing should surprise anyone, but I believe we should start vetting people who come in politically from anywhere, because you just never know. We don't want another Jim Jones kind of crap. Jonestown kind of crazy top people that can influence people's mindset and then change a whole bunch of things in terms of law. That's just nuts, but I digress.
Yeah, I mean, and we talk about beliefs. What is beliefs? What is really people's beliefs? Some people have real beliefs, what I would call a real belief, where you got information from around in your surroundings, you got information from other sources, you got it from multiple areas. You then had your own life experiences. You put all that together and it formulates what your beliefs are, what you think is right versus wrong. Then there's other people that are just like, well, this is what was told to me all my life, and I'm just going to go along with it. And they just ride that train. They never push to find or look for any kind of inconsistencies or untruths. They just go with what was given. So we keep talking about beliefs. These friggin' people keep talking about, they don't really know what the hell they believe. I always say, we like songs and movies and whatnot, but do we really? Or are we just, it's a moment in time and the influence of other people and what they're saying, is it really your belief? Or are you just going along with something that was given to you? So a lot of people are talking about their beliefs, but they don't really got beliefs. And not everybody is operating on the same wavelength. Some people strive to push to find things. Others, they just are. They're just there. So these are people we're sharing the same air with. But she's really a scum bucket. And as soon as the temperature got hot, oh, I'm Hindu. I'm Hindu.
Hindu phobia. That's a new one.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Hey, man. But at the end of the day, I'll practice the Kama Sutra with you, Toast. You know what I'm saying? Show me the way.
The way.
Hey, there's got to be a lot of bending and twisting and turning, like twisters. So
yeah, I can only go so far. You got to keep that in mind. But yeah, man, that's this week's lame duck, man. Tulsi Gabbard, man, she's a doozy, man. But with that being said, like I said, we're gonna make this abbreviated show. Make sure you tune in next week again. We're gonna do battle next week. We're gonna do battle, and once and for all, me and Venkat gonna settle the score. Because he might be up right now. Like I said, Venkat got his bags ready, man. He loading the trunk up as we speak. He'll be in New York City by next week, y'all. He'll be in New York City by next week, and that's fine. That's fine. Hell, I don't see much of a difference between West Palm Beach and New York City anyway. I mean, besides a couple of palm trees and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Like I said, man, once you go past Ocala, man, you pretty much in another country anyway. So, it is what and New York City, man. Hey man, y'all can have it. Y'all can have like I said, black Americans, man, come on home. Come on home so we can teach you the ways of the nigga. And you can feel like yourself again. That's all you got to do. But we're gonna discuss all of that next week. Like I said, man, huge win. I ain't gonna say it won. I gotta cut it right down the middle. Huge win for Democratic Socialists in New York City. But we're gonna bring it all.
Considering that there was no money, spent that much on that particular race, so it's a lot. That's it says a lot about.
Yeah, I'll say this, and we'll leave it at that. There's no doubt in that area. And I said this in my live a couple of days ago. There's a paradigm shift happening. But if you believe that that's a nationwide paradigm shift, again, I got some prime front property in Las Vegas to sell you, man. And a lot of this got to do with with optics and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? My Mom Donnie is hey, ain't like I can see here in front. He a bad Mama Jamma, man.
A great political influencer.
Yeah. And he bad, man. Like his lingo, his speech. It's something serious, man. Mom Donnie could sell condoms to a nun, man. I just got to keep it real. You know, I don't agree with his politics. I don't agree with him not one bit. But it's almost like, dare I say, he's an Obama type figure when it comes to that area and that demographic. In terms of popularity, not in terms of like policy. I mean, again, throw policy out the window. We got plenty of time to talk about policy. My whole thing is this, and I keep saying it time and time again. When you talk about a big tent, within that big tent, you got to understand that there's going to be different policy perspectives. I've never like questioned that. You know, never, ever. It's going to be far left to right down the middle, moderate. That's just that's a big tent.
But MD, when have we seen far left policies really control or take the lead in the country?
Well, that's not my argument, though, Venkat. I'm not arguing that. I'm telling you what the policy perspectives are, not what the policies that are being written down. I'm not fighting you when it comes to policy, Venkat. I'm not fighting you at all. What I'm saying is, you can't be accepted in the big tent when simultaneously trying to take the stakes out of the tent itself. And that's what we're going to discuss.
No, well, that's problematic. That's problematic. If
I agree with you,
that's problematic. I don't think anybody should be sabotaging the party and
well, we are you on my side then. So no fight after all, folks. Well, it sounds like we're gonna be pretty much in agreement then.
I don't know about that one. What you mean? There's always stark differences here, MD.
So you haven't heard what some of these people have said that won their primaries then? I know.
I heard that.
Okay, all right. So we are in agreement then, is what I'm telling you. So the fight's called off. it's called off. And that's what I'm here to argue. I'm not here to argue policy. I put the video of James Carville, the entire
I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing.
I put that video. James Carville wasn't talking about policy. And some people like to misconstrue the shit. James Carville wasn't talking about policy. James Carville was talking about the systematic approach of you trying to destroy the infrastructure that is the Democratic Party. That's the problem.
But I'll say this. The people in the United States, the voters or the lack of voters, the sentiment in the air in general is what could also be driving that as well. Think about it. We just in the group chat, Ricardo just put a two-headed snake with Republican and Democrat. There's a notion, that's why I never go with that. There's a notion,
I agree with that,
yeah, there's a notion in the air that somehow it's like, you know, they're the Democrats and Republicans, the same bad outcome and blah, blah, blah. And I don't look at it that way. I never have looked at it that way.
Right.
I think when people were criticizing Obama for all kinds of stuff, including stuff that were beyond his control, I thought that was ridiculous. He says he wanted to close down Guantanamo Bay. He did go through the process to close down Guantanamo Bay. And then a bunch of Republican governors and whatnot shut the whole thing down because they didn't want those prisoners moved in their area because they think that they could be subject to terrorist attacks. But then we turn around and we ignore all the other work in the middle of that, and we just look at Obama said he's going to shut it down, the Guantanamo Bay, and then you look and you see the end result. It didn't happen, and they're like, politicians are liars, and that's the problem with muddying the water making a Republican and a Democrat the same thing, and everything is bad, always bad. There are times when the Republicans are doing things that are actually really good. Josh Hawley actually was fighting to hold accountable the credit card companies because they're overcharging. You know, every time you swipe your credit card, there's a certain amount of money that goes to the credit card companies. And they have been upping, you know, it's a few cents, but it's been going up and up and up and up and up. And imagine all the transactions that happen worldwide on credit cards. And every
that's how
time
they make their money. They don't make their money through transactions. They make their money through process.
Right. And it's become more and more burdensome for businesses. And, you know, it's to the point where you go to a Jamaican restaurant and they'll be like, okay, I want 2 beef patties. It comes, that's $6.99. But they got a sign up that says $10 or more because of the charges that they got to face. They've come to the conclusion that anything under $10 is not worth the fees that they got to pay to process it. But Josh Hawley, he's working with others, including Democrats and Republicans, to rein in and at least hold accountable the credit card companies. So this muddying waters, I don't even like Josh Hawley. He's a dumbass during January 6th that put the fist up like as if it was some great cause that was going on. I'll never forget that. But he's the same guy that's doing this. And there's a lot of politicians that, like McCain, he's tried to stop Martin Luther King Day. But then there were other things that McCain did that were really good and stand up. So, I mean, for some reason, if it ain't cut dry, clear cut, like a cartoon, and it's very easy to consume and understand an action, everybody just wants to just judge things a certain way. Meanwhile, we're forgetting humans, human flaws, politicians, all that is all in one. It goes hand in hand. When somebody steals something, just because it happens to be a black person, doesn't mean it's a black trait or a black action. People steal all over the world, all races, all places. But it's very convenient because it's an easy, lazy stereotype to feed into because your dumbass can't open your mind enough to have intricate, detailed thoughts. Things aren't as clear cut and clear dry as they want it to be. But, you know, whatever. This politics things can't be oversimplified. There's depths to this. Donald Trump himself said, who knew healthcare was so difficult? Well, if you were actually paying attention, you would know. Donald Trump is also the same person that said, who knew there were different kinds of Republicans? Dude, you're the head of the Republican Party. You don't know this? So
there was a movie I watched over the weekend on HBO. I had never saw it. I thought the movie was great. Called Heretic.
Yeah.
Called Heretic. With the great
horror movie.
With the great Hugh Grant.
Oh, that's a different movie. That's a different one.
It got Hugh Grant in it, and Hugh Grant is the antagonist.
Yeah, with those girls and whatnot.
Yeah. Basically, it's some Mormons, 7-day Adventists. The Church of Latter-day Saints. Church of Latter-day Saints going door to door to people door or whatever, professing about the Word of God and Mormonism and all that shit. They went to the door of Hugh Grant, and you know Grant trapped him or whatever, and was like playing a sick game with him, and that toward the end of the movie, he killed one of the girls. Toward the end of the movie, he asked the girl, "What's the one true religion?" And she said, "Control." And he said, "Yeah, you just hit it on the head." he was showing them through his own sick way. That the one true religion is control. Meaning that don't matter what religion you tie. And like I said, I look at religion in a cultural sense. I call myself a cultural Christian. That's what I call myself. I'm not saying it's good, bad, and different. That's what I call myself. Because I think distinctively religion is tied, whether you agree with it or not. That's the point. but it's distinctively tied to your the cultural aspect of you. And Hugh Grant said, "Hey, look, man, it don't matter what religion. Like, I don't give a damn what you believe. It's about how does it make you think? What does it make you do? You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth." He said it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? And he proved it throughout the movie in his own sick little way. So from that point, when we talk about these situations in terms of what's happening in New York, I'm not looking at it. And again, I got to emphasize it because I want people to understand it. And we're going to break this down in detail next week because we're going to get up out of here. I never look at it from a policy standpoint. I'm the type of person, because I believe in law and order and fairness when it comes to the system of government. If the people will it, I ain't got no choice but to go with it. That's just what it is. I'm not saying it's a fully democratic system. It should never be that, because mob rule is a bad thing. Like I said, I always say, if mob rule was actually a thing, we would still be in chains right now, because the Civil War would have never happened because the people wouldn't have voted for it. That's democracy. So when people use the term democracy, you got to take it with a grain of salt based on what they say versus what the actual word means. So with that being said, that's a little tidbit for what we're going to discuss next week. And again, I don't think me and you disagree when it comes to policy, Cat. That ain't the thing. It's the ideology. What does the ideology mean? What's the political reality of it all? And that's what we're going to talk about.
Yep. That's
what we're going to talk about. But with that being said, hey, that wraps up another rendition of TFP. So hopefully, like I said, man, it's been a hell of a week, storming all week. I don't know what's going on with this weather. I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gone. I'm out of here. We wrapping up June. It's about to be July.
Yep.
It really hasn't been like I said, I can't speak for y'all because y'all deeper south. But it really hasn't been like hot at all.
Whatever.
Again, I can't speak.
It's been hot, and then it's been raining. It's been hot.
It's been raining. It's been raining like a motherfucker. I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm in North Florida, so I can't speak for like that far down south. But I can say for in Georgia, up here in North Florida, it really hasn't been like hot, like at all. I mean, yeah, it's steamy. But a lot of that is because it's been raining. Like this rain is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. I don't know what's going on. Usually we get a lot of rain in the spring and then it heat up in the summer. But we smack dab in the middle of summer. It's been raining every damn day. Something weird going on, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's called global warming, damn it.
Something is weird. Like, this is crazy, man. It's raining right now.
Well, it's called.
I'm in St. Augustine.
Well, it's an El Nino year, so
El Nino, man, that shit is kicking ass, man.
It's gonna kick off. You think it's kicking ass now? You wait until it gets closer to December. It's gonna be really interesting. But it's been very hot in Florida. I can tell you that. So next week, Van Cat, get ready for it. We're gonna get our first heat wave with temperatures close to 110.
Oh Lord!
Yeah, I don't want no part of that.
So get ready for it. It's gonna be hot, blazing hot down here.
But yeah, in Georgia, man, it's only hit 90s, maybe a couple of days this summer. It ain't been hot. Like I said, it's just been raining, man. Like, this is insane. I don't know what the hell is going on, man. Tornadoes everywhere.
The hotter it gets, the more likely for a tornado or a hurricane.
It's an inconvenience.
We already had a tropical storm.
Yeah.
So that, like, usually, like, the tropical storms don't heat up until late August, September. I'm like, damn, we already had a damn tropical storm? Like, this is crazy.
Blame Harp, MD, for this. Blame Harp.
Oh man, yeah. You sound like Black Son now. With that being said, man, shout out to Black Son. Hey, let's go and get up out of here. I'll see y'all next week. We'll see what happens from this point on as far as news. If it's anything I need to cover, of course I'll go live and TLP episode 14 next week. With that, I say peace, y'all.
Peace out.
It won't end the stream. I don't know why.